Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. No, this is not Marcia today starting, this is Jerry starting today. Just want to say thank you for everybody being here. Today we're just before we got onto recording here, we were just deciding on a topic and we decided we were going to maybe venture into left brain, right brain and what it represents and why it's such an important topic, particularly at this time. So a lot of our current jobs, our current society, we're based a lot of on left brain thinking, which is more of the masculine, out of balance without the right brain activation. So it creates an incoherent heart based reaction to anything in our environment. So if we don't have properly aligned hemispheres, it can create a bit of a polarization towards certain, let's say, responses that we should normally take to the heart as being the guide, but we become reactive. And I think we can all see that a lot in our society. So if we have more of a left brain dominant society, we believe in government, we believe in institutions to rule over us, and they're more than happy to continue to do that. So a lot of that is encouraged, and we use our free will to go along with certain ideologies. I'm going to call it that, right? So if we had too much right brain activity, which is actually pushed with a lot with religion, then we become passive. So that's an imbalance in our feminine energy and our feminine side. So it's important for us to learn practices and learn different ways and recognize when we're out of balance. And we can talk about different modalities to balance those hemispheres if you guys want. Some of the really good modalities are listening to music. Certain binaural music beats is very helpful. Art is incredibly helpful. So painting, anything that really helps stimulate the creative part of our brain is going to help with that. Being out in nature, that's really why you see a lot of spiritual communities really advocating for being out in nature. Walking barefoot is also an extremely helpful way of balancing hemispheres. There's lots of practices. Breath work, alternating breath is an exceptionally good one too as well. So there is certain practices one can take, and it's probably good to start there because generally most people these days, if they're paying attention to a lot of screen time and stuff, we can become more left brain dominant. So it's important to recognize those prejudice within ourselves that we need to correct with willful intent. So there is a recognition that has to happen, and then there has to be a corrective action that has to take place. If we were living in a natural world more, we probably wouldn't be having to do these practices. It would just be a natural balancing. We'd be in harmony with nature. But when we become left brain dominant, we actually risk becoming psychotic at some point. And that's really where our society is right now, is we become a little bit on the, we're willing to do violence towards others because of belief systems and such. Yeah, so is there anything you guys wanted to ask about that or talk about that or make suggestions about that? We can do a tarot poll if you want.
I just know that people are pretty much just, well, that's what society wants us to be. We've all been indoctrinated to put everything in a box, to put everything, label everything. Time is a left brain kind of thing. And then when we get anything from the beyond or any kind of like message, we have to put it in a box, we have to put it in words. And that's what I think I'm going to work on in my next step in my journey right now is when I get something, I'm going to try not to put it in a box, but I don't know, because I want to explain it to everybody here on YouTube, but I think the first step before the explaining is not to put it in a box and to go with the feeling. So I think the feeling is for me is a doorway into the right brain, you know? So if I feel into it, whatever's coming through and lead with my feelings instead of leading with my mind, right? Trying to understand it, trying to label it, trying to put names to it. So there was a time when, oh, I'm so sorry. That's my phone. There was a time when I wanted to know who was talking to me. Like I would get messages and I would hear, like, what I do is I hear conversations, right? And in the beginning, I did ask Adronis to, like, who is that? And he said it was my guide, and her name was Annie. And then again, like maybe a couple weeks ago, I asked Adronis, like, I want to know who it is because I'm hearing all these like conversations. And he was like, don't really worry about who it is. That's again your left brain trying to come in. And then again, I asked Salish, see, it's like that real uh, left brain dominant. Hang on one sec, you guys. Okay, real left brain need to know who exactly it is, right? And Salish again tuned into his guys and they were saying, no, don't even bother with knowing who it is. So I think the path now for myself and also the collective is to try to not understand things. And when I say that, notice what happens in your body, right? For a lot of the right for a lot of the left brain thinkers, they're like, what are you even talking about? How can I not understand things? Are you even like making any logical sense? But that's where it's at. Try to feel it. Try to feel it because your feelings will never turn you wrong, right? Like your intuition, not even your feelings, but your intuition. Go from your feelings to your intuition. So yeah, that's where I'm gonna go with that. Jerry, did that kind of interlink with what you were talking about at all?
Yeah,
Oh, sorry.
I think I could also add something, Jerry and Marcia. I think that the left brain is a little more the analytical
Yeah,
part of you, where you're trying to figure everything out, trying to put things in a box, get things very well organized. Now, the right brain is really it's your connection to the divine, and
yeah,
the divine is really what everyone has their own concept. What do you consider the divine? But I'm telling you, it is a place of great peace and love.
yeah.
And when you can get there, you actually have to celebrate.
And calm
And
too, right?
exactly. And you all, and Marsha also mentioned the body. Yeah. See, your body is really a sacred vessel, and you must take care of it.
Uh-huh.
So Jerry was mentioning some practices you do, but you have to get your physical body very health very healthy, so that
Mhm.
you can distinguish between the left brain and the right brain.
Beautiful. Yeah, align yourself appropriately. So yeah, I mean, even I liked what you said there, Marcia, but I also think that there's a balance to sometimes we do get caught in these rabbit holes. I know I did too for a long time, and I think we all have to kind of start there, and then because I know you got a good heart, and nobody wants to see injustices around them. But and I know you don't ignore stuff. I know I don't ignore stuff. None of us here ignore stuff, because ignoring is to not know, and so it's being willfully disregarding information that can be helpful. So, like for an example, would be I could say to well, let's use Marnie because she's a great example. I could say, Marnie, Don't eat this cheeseburger because it's full of GMOs, it's full of toxins, it's going to kill you eventually. And that person doesn't take your advice or doesn't look into it themselves. They disregard the information, and so that is becoming willfully ignorant. And so a lot of our new age community is also saying, well, don't talk about those things. Those things can be negative, and you're just going to create more negativity by focusing on them. That's not really true. It's more about it's a corrective action that needs to be taken. So again, it's like if you know there's something that's not good for oneself, it gives you the ability to make right action, which is what morality is. It's taking right action. If you're going to talk anybody, Marcia, you're going to have to unmute yourself. It looked like you're ready to jump in there. Okay. So yeah, when you have a left brain dominant society, it's going to be a lot less compassionate because the heart is not in coherence. The heart can only be coherently expressed when the hemispheres are aligned. So you could say that, oh, look at this, we can use my little drawing. Hey, I got these little guys over in this corner are helping bring more light to the planet and to help activate our hearts more so that it can be actually aligned our brains so that way we can express compassion and love towards each other. So there is that taking place, like basically as we speak. So that's the beautiful thing, is that these imbalances are going to be corrected. I'm going to say one more thing. If anybody else wants to jump in after this, I mean, by all means, or we can do a tarot pull. I find this very interesting. So we know that the earth has chakras as well. And there's a polar shift going on right now. I think I said it the right way. And the North Pole is actually going to be changing positions. So the way I interpret that is that it's aligning more into the hemisphere of the feminine, the more of the right brain, and that's going to manifest into our world. That's the way I want to interpret that. But we can do a tarot pull on a question around right brain activation, and we can say, what does spirit want to show us through the cards and through our intuition on these next, let's say, right up until December, if and how these right brain activations are going to be taking place, and show us through the cards and our own intuition on how that's going to look. Thank you for the new cards, Marcia. Those things are phenomenal. Like, there's so much going on on those cards. It's kind of scary for me to use them though, because they're so pretty and they're so slippery too. They just go flying.
Because they're talking to you, Jerry, when they
Yeah.
do that. I got Jerry because he always kept saying, "Oh, I love your cards. I love your cards." So then I got a nudge and I listened to Spirit. So Spirit was saying, "Send him those cards." So I sent him those cards. Are you using them today?
No,
Oh my God, go get
they're
them.
my pretty cards. So
No, go get no. Oh,
these are my work cards.
it's
I'm at
exactly the same as when I
I'm at
get my
work.
husband t-shirts and underwear, and he doesn't wear his new t-shirts and underwear, and he wears all the ones with the holes, right? So if you get anything new, they always put it away because they like it so much, but then they don't use it. So please go get your cards.
Oh, I actually have them here. Yeah, yeah, I got them right here.
Yeah.
I'm still acclimating the energies with them. So we're working together to become more in where it's part of my being, like these other cards are. These ones are not quite there yet. I have to like put them under my pillow, put them down my pants, do all that kind of thing. Okay, so let me do my cut here. This is serious business. Spirit, show me here what we can tell our fun people out in YouTube land that's beneficial for helping them understand. Oh, look at that. Okay. Yeah. Okay, well, we all kind of figured that. Oh, wow. Well, here we go. Here we go. Balancing. There's going to be justice. We can actually start to see a massive correction through these times. So it's there's going to be healing that's going to happen. There's going to be balancing. I mean, these are both balancing cards. So I mean, this is exactly what's going to be taking place. And it's going to be a little difficult right now. People are mourning a lot of stuff that's being exposed and lost currently right now. And it looks like there's going to be the death of something coming forward. I haven't quite gotten that all the way through yet. Yeah, I mean, it's like, well, this is where, I guess this is exactly where we're going. We're gonna have to go through to get to the other side. And we're gonna already starting to see for everything for what it is, the control systems as being an illusion, and the subconscious rising is what's currently being on. And my Lord, look at this. This is the root of it. This is our feminine energy, the high priestess. She is pushing, mother is pushing through. So I'm getting goosebumps. Beautiful cards. I absolutely love it. I'm not even going to do two clarifiers because it's okay, fine. I'll do two clarifiers. Yeah, we're marching forward, and we are not accepting what we're going to be given. We're on a new adventure. So beautiful stuff. I'm liking it.
Yeah, Jerry. I also picked the Hermit.
Oh man,
Okay,
love the hermit.
and the message I have is it says associated with the sign of Virgo, the natural healer of the zodiac. An old man leaning on a staff holds up a shining lantern. He shows the way to wisdom and enlightenment. The strong healing card suggests looking inward, seeking the inner paths as opportunity for self knowledge. And my question I ask, what are the advantages of moving to the right brain?
Beautiful.
That is exciting. You know what really came through for me, Larry, it was when you mentioned the staff, because we were just talking yesterday about the Kundalini and how it's represented with the staff as well. Ah, man, I love that.
Oh, okay. Well, that was that. Anybody else have
Marsha,
anything?
what did you get, Marsha?
Yeah, what did you get, Marsha?
What did you get, Barb? I'm just taking a step back after the meditation yesterday, and something definitely shifted within me. And it was like just an opening of the heart, and it was just such a beautiful night. And I'm just swimming in all those like really great feelings and all that calm and that right brain stuff, right? Like I really do feel in that place of calm and love and unity. And so, yeah, I'm just sitting here watching my soul crew and loving you guys. Um, what did you get, Barb?
I didn't pull tarot, I did oracle, but
Yeah.
I ended up asking about the feminine energy coming in and life force energy, higher consciousness,
Yeah.
power,
Mm.
and on the bottom of the deck was magic. I love the cup. The cup is gorgeous.
I
And
love these cards.
transcendence is right underneath.
You're really in tune with those cards. Like it's amazing how many times those cards absolutely speak and are synchronistic to what we're talking about with also more guidance, you know?
Yeah. I kind of like using them with your guys's tarot because it just gives
Yeah.
kind of a better overall picture. Just different.
So interpret that for us. Interpret your spread for us.
That was
I
wonderful.
I really feel that, the mother is bringing in a higher vitality for those who want to do it. And like you were saying, we need to purify the body, the mind, the spirit, which is what the comet's helping us do right now. And we are getting a higher consciousness because of it. And we are taking the power, masculine, feminine, rising, turning into the magic beings that we're intended to be, and transcending the darkness, transcending the old world. That's how I interpret it.
So everything really falls in line, and it's just if you really take a look at it and if you really notice it, for me, it's so magical because yesterday we were talking about the body, right? And how the body needs to be healed. And today you guys, but Larry brought up like you need to heal the body, right? And then also yesterday we were talking about Kundalini. And then not within us, not in class, but we were talking about Kundalini within the meditation. Actually, Brienne brought it up. And then we were talking about Jupiter, right? And then it just kind of clicked after that because after our meditation, I went to class and Brad was talking about Kundalini. And it clicked. Jupiter is the comet is going by Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of expansion. Kundalini is the expansion into the divine and opening up your intelligence linked to the divine so we can bring it down into the earth. Now it's going to get expanded because we did talk about it, and so I'm interested to find out more about the music right now. That's what I think, and that's what like my understanding is. So, do you see how aligned that is? Jupiter expansion, Kundalini expansion, three eye atlas going by Jupiter, talking
Super
about the
moon coming,
body. Yeah, talking
super
about the
moon too.
body, talking about the right brain, the left brain. The Kundalini is to open up the right brain. But I did pull cards, and it's the clarifiers that come up with so many messages. So the right brain is the way to the divine. We all know that, right? Society for like we all know that in this circle. Before I got in this path, I did not know that, right? I thought being left brain and working my hardest, working my tail off in order to build my empire on 3D world was the way to be successful, the way that I could hold my head up in society, right? So this to me means the right brain is the way into the divine, right? And that would take like a shift of what you think is um success, I guess. It's not even success, but what path do you want to take? Do you want to take the path to the material things, or do you want to take the path to spiritual enlightenment, right? Um, that was a huge one that just came in. So we all think that the path to material wealth is going to give us the Four of Cups, or is that the Four of Cups? The Ten of Cups, the Ten of Cups, right? It's not. I grew up in a very, very wealthy family, right? There was never enough. There was never enough. The fight would always be about money. Um, so I'm getting goosebumps. I have a very simple life right now, right? I'm not in lack and I'm not, like whatever. I'm not going to say it because Jerry's going to jump down my throat. But so I'm content. The way to happiness isn't from material wealth, in my opinion. You guys do you. You guys figure out what you want to do. But in my opinion, what I've learned throughout my life, it's not material wealth. It isn't that all the things of the 3D world that is going to give you this scene. Do you see that? Happiness, joy, rainbows, Ten of Cups, right? The mastery of your emotions, you know? Um, so the Knight of Swords, I feel that the collective is moving into this knowing. The Swords is like a mental card, like a thought card, right? So we are going into this place where we are sifting through where we're at in our thoughts, sifting through where we're at in our belief systems as a collective, not we, but the collective, right? That's what that card says to me. Um, because if we do that, it steps us into a new world, into a new paradigm. That is the first step, right? Is to look within, see where all these things, all these voices, all these like you need tos, or this is the way to do it. All this was given to you as a child, right? From school, from society, from your parents, and bless their hearts, they were doing the best that they could with what they had. But it's our responsibility to look into that, discern it, and sift through it, discard what we don't want, and keep what we do want aligned with. Oh, I'm talking fast now. Aligned with where we want to go as a soul, right? Um, so Page of Swords after the knight, same as the Knight of Swords. So there's a lot of swords that are in here, but the Page of Swords, he's like, okay, let's do this. Do you see it? He's like, okay, we're gonna go. We're gonna look at it. We're gonna look at all our belief systems, right? Um, so this is where humanity's at right now. We're at the end of all like the war, the spiritual war. It's like a war of beliefs. It's like a war of for your mind. But we don't want our mind, we want our intuition, right? So that's where we're at. And this is the intuition card. It takes us going within to look. So, what this card is trying to tell me is that yes, the right brain is the way to the divine, it's the way to happiness, to contentment. It's going to take people a lot of discernment, sifting through their programs, their indoctrinations, the way they think, their base core beliefs, so that if they do that, they can set off into building where they want to go according to who they are and what they want. Um, and the Page of Swords is here to do that for them. We are in a war for our belief systems, and the advice is to go within and to search your own. These clarifiers are amazing. So what I got was divinity and the snare. Does anybody else just for fun want to interpret this? Because I have my interpretation, but this kind of says it all right here. Anybody? So we're in a snare of mental thoughts to keep us from our divinity. I mean, look at it, right?
Well,
So
I like the butterfly for the transformation part of it. And then, yeah, well, it's been the web that we've all been ensnared in. So completely two totally different
it could also be like the
energies.
matrix, like the web. When I
Yes.
looked at it, it's like the matrix, right?
Yeah.
The matrix of thought, the matrix of everything else. Yeah. So that's my right brain, left brain. And my question was, how will humanity do in the transformation into the right brain?
Oh,
So yeah.
That was wonderful. Good job,
yeah.
Marcia. Good job, Barb. Good job, Larry.
And I didn't talk super fast. Isn't that awesome?
You're being mindful again. I love it. That's good.
Letting
It's
it
hard
sink
not to,
in.
though, when you're getting channeled information,
Oh
because
yeah.
you get lost in hearing what's coming in, and sometimes they talk fast. So it just comes right through you fast. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it
Oh,
is
sorry. Go
hard.
ahead.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. No. I've heard that exact thing where when people channel, like we're all channeling, whether we're consciously aware of it or not. But there is that when that info. It's like yesterday. I was sitting out by the fire, and I started contemplating some of the work that we're doing and ways that I could be of more, make it better, right? And then all these thoughts were coming through, and I was like, shit, I got nothing to write on here. And so I thought to myself, you know what I'm going to do is I'm just going to carry a notebook around with me wherever I go. And when those thoughts are, come through, it's like how many times have you heard a musician, they're sitting in a restaurant or something, and then a song just gets downloaded in their brain, and they just start writing it on a napkin. And then later on, they sell that napkin for like $1 million. But yeah, you
Do you
get the.
carry do you carry your phone? Do you carry your phone?
I carry my phone. No, my phone's an old iPhone 6, And me and my phone have a hate-love relationship, and so I like to leave it as far away from me as I can. It's like a dysfunctional friend. You know, once in a while I use it, and then let it go. But yeah, no, and it seems like when that's another right brain activity is to actually write stuff down and use not printing, but actual writing. Like, and if there's anybody who's probably under the age of 30 here, they are watching this, they're probably were never taught in school how to handwrite. Handwriting is actually an exceptionally good way to have a creative expression. Printing is okay, but handwriting is really good for maintaining a right brain hemisphere. So and I kind of lost a bit of my writing skills. I noticed over the time, so I just do like a print write. So it's kind of like a printy writey thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll start off printing and it'll turn into writing towards the end. Usually it just turns into a wish, wish, wish at the end. But long as I can still understand it, and it just seems to be more like I can actually, I can have the information more easily integrated into my body, into my being when I write it or when I read it from paper. If I'm reading it on a computer or typing it on a computer, it just doesn't have the same legs at all.
I
It seems
agree,
to get
Jerry.
lost more, if that makes sense.
I agree, Jerry. I think maybe it's because I'm a writer, but I've always, when I'm starting out with something, whether it's something creative or something for business, I like writing it out in longhand and
Yeah,
scratching it out and drawing lines through it and going back. And I don't know, there's something iterative about that process. It's calming, it's magical, it feels really creative to be able to just put it all down. It's not the same on either a typewriter or a computer screen or anything like that.
Oh my God. I'm getting a download for you, Marnie. You want it?
Yes, I think.
So, so today I want you to just write, tune in, and just keep writing. Have you ever heard of the, I don't know what it is, spirit writing?
No,
Try that.
I don't know what it is.
So it is just not controlling your hand and just letting it go and like write something before. But then once you're in that calm, idle state and that magical thing place where you're at, where you were just talking about,
Mm-hmm.
just let go of control of your hand and see what your hand does.
Okay.
Because that, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would say that as Jerry mentioned earlier, that it's a form of art will help you get into the right brain. And having a great flowing script is a form of art, as also dance is a form of art. That is
So
very helpful to get into the right brain.
when
if
I
you
like
take
writing,
Marty,
the word
let,
earth,
let Marnie, let
or
Marnie.
I can't hear you. Marty, are you trying to say something?
yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to say that I've always, since I was little, my mother taught me to read and write before I started kindergarten because she was home with us, and I just always, you know, I loved that. It was really my thing. So, but I've always loved making it look really pretty. So it's almost like calligraphy. So I don't know. I've always had a lot of comments. People say they love my handwriting for some reason, but I think it's
Uh,
because I just enjoy the art of it, making it look beautiful. It
what did
doesn't
you say
always look
the
beautiful.
art of it?
The art of it, yes.
Yeah, that's what actually exactly what I was just gonna say, because if
Mhm.
you take the word earth and you remove the last two letters, you have art.
True.
So yeah, we like to see beauty for sure.
So
Yeah.
one thing before you guys keep going, Marnie,
Hmm.
when you're doing that spirit writing, close your eyes. Okay?
Um,
Just
okay.
close your eyes and let your hand go.
Okay.
And tell me what happens. I'm excited.
I've got an art class for grieving that I'm starting at 1 o'clock. So this is the first one.
Yeah.
So that's kind of going to be like that. So
All right, so thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our little chit chat on right brain, left brain. And there is so much in there. There's so much information um, to get out about this topic. So that was just a little bit of a snippet trying to, and for me, when I talk, I make sense out of things, right? So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch you guys later.